Welcome to When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop STL. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tune in live from St. Louis, Missouri. Today's guest is, tell them your name and where you from, man.
Yeah, I go by the name Rockbox, CEO of Rocca Entertainment, LLC, from
Okay.
Linwood, California, spot between Compton and Watts.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. You from Linwood. That's what's up. How did you fall in love with hip hop?
Oh, man, I've been doing this since Sugar Hill, man. I'm a beatbox slash MC. I'm a... Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time, man. I fell in love with hip hop when I first heard the Sugar Hill Gang.
Okay, that's what's up.
I said that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Okay. How was it for you growing up in Linwood, California? What type of things did you experience?
Oh man, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was rough too because we right in the middle of Compton and Watts. Yeah. So, I know everybody from Compton and Watts too. It's like the East Side Trinity. So and then you could put Long Beach in it too, because we chill with them too.
So did you
get know what I mean? But yeah, we all know each other and everything, and everything just the gang banging. I remember it was a time when we was we you know what I'm saying, we used to, when we first started rapping, we used to be like ill, fresh, deaf, dope, you know what I'm saying, doing all the New York stuff. And back in the day we had the bus, it was called the RTD, we called it the Rough, Tough and Dirty, the local bus, So we on the bus and we busting ciphers and everything, and then the person said, one of them said, man, ain't you tired of saying ill, fresh, and deaf and dope? Let's talk about how we really live. So that's where, the gangster rap started coming out. But, it wasn't gangster us. That's how we was living.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's a style and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. That's crazy. But y'all was a part of that.
Say it again.
I said y'all was a part of that. I want to ask you though, when was the first time you wrote a rap though, or participated in, writing raps, like to put something down for yourself?
1983. Yeah, I was writing raps, and then I used to be with this group because we was called the Vicious Three. Yeah. And I was already a beatbox too, so. But we used to go to Venice Beach and we'd go out there and battle all the time. And back then they was making the movie Breaking, the Red Hot out there. They had a group called the Boys from Carson. They did pretty good back in the day in the early 90s. The comedian Michael Collier was out there. Yeah, so it was a trip for a lot of people. Really kind of started out there by Venice Beach, man.
Oh, damn. Okay. How did you get started with Rocca Entertainment, man? How did that get put together?
Well, Rocca actually is it started off as a crew. We was a crew. In high school, we started up in late '86. Me and my boy Doc Rock.
Okay.
And we was a crew, but when we got older and at the high school, some of them made it. We had a group called Menage a Trois that signed with Ruthless, Royalty, and Mahogany Spice. They was Roccas. And then we had a few other folks that was doing different things too. But I was in the Army at the time. I went to the military. I'm a Desert Storm veteran too.
Okay.
So when I started doing open mics when I moved to Texas. And I got offered a record deal with well, I can't even say the name. I was supposed to say the name, but I turned it down. you know, because this is right after Biggie and Tupac died and stuff. So I just felt like I wasn't ready yet, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I wanted to be. So I ended up turning the crew name Ryan Rocca Production Crew to Ryan Rocca Entertainment,
Okay.
just to
Okay.
keep the legacy going.
Right. Right.
So that's
So
why the legacy is still going. And I've been having Ryan Rock Entertainment for about 22 years, man.
damn. Okay. That's what's up. So
Hmm
you've been consistent with it.
oh yeah, man. I love it, man. Then it's a trip too because I'm a dialysis patient too. Yeah, so I've been on dialysis the whole time, and I still rock shows, and I just thank God, you know, that He giving me the strength to still do it though, because I know when I first got on dialysis, that was one of the biggest scares. I was like, man, I ain't gonna be able to perform or nothing no more, man. I think I performed more once I got on dialysis, you know, and then recently I'm recovering from a heart attack recently too, and I'm already back, you know.
Damn. You a walking
So
testimony.
say it again.
I say you a walking testimony then.
Oh yeah. And then that's another thing. I think well, without a spiritual sense, I don't think I will make it. You know what I mean? Because I do every Sunday I do a scripture and a prayer for my pastor with the Now Church of California. Y'all can check it out on Facebook. Sometime, you know, anytime y'all feel like it, so I'm actually doing a service now for the Lord too. You know what I mean? And eventually I'm gonna make a gospel album too. I already do like grown folks hip hop, you might say anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you
Um,
about, man. I
you
wanted to
know,
ask you
I
about
don't
that.
cuss
Okay.
when I rhyme. I don't cuss. I ain't cussed since '98. You know,
Oh
and
man.
I did that to make myself marketable, no matter what I was doing. You know, that wouldn't be no excuse.
Right. So with the record Grown Folks, man, I did hear it. I feel like it's a classic. Music like that don't exist today. What was the message that you was trying to put across?
What the grown folks? Are you talking about the song itself?
Yeah, I actually just listened to it.
Oh yeah, well, I did a song called "Grown Folks," and I got it. And the feature is with Kitty Feta and D Cherokee. D Cherokee used to sing for Death Row for a long
Okay.
time, and you know, for a while and everything. You might hear her on a lot of songs that they did back in the day. When I hooked up with her, because I used to actually go to church with her.
Mm.
So you know, we ended up hooking up and we ended up making a jam. And it's doing pretty good right now. It's doing pretty good. I got a video to it too. Y'all can check it out. It's called Grown Folks.
What was the message though that you was trying to put out on the record?
I'm just basically talking about things on the grown folk perspective, man. You know, I'm not no youngster no more. You know what I mean? So I can't act like I'm young or whatever. So I just try to talk about stuff that, you know, that folks my age that can relate to, you know, about things in life, about being aware of your surroundings that, you know, um, everybody ain't your friend type of deal. You got to watch out. You got to have some discernment, you basically, you know.
Right.
But like I say, if you have to check it out too, and then Kitty do her verse and she say her part too, you know, and it's a little bit spiritual on my end too.
Yeah.
But like I say, you know, I'm just trying to. I like to teach. You know, I like to
Yeah.
reach and teach. You know, 'cause, you know, I'm older now, so that's what I do. I try to reach and teach a lot.
Okay.
You know, they say if you
So
teach a man how to fish, he'll never starve.
that's real.
So I don't want
That's
nobody
real.
starving around me.
Yeah, that's real. Okay. What type of shows have you been involved with, and what you got in the works as far as the company?
Okay. Oh, just let you know, I'm a original member of Fathers of Hip Hop too.
Okay.
Shout out to Justified, and all my boys over there. Um, well, I've done shows with Bone Thugs, Harmony, Dub C, Compton Most Wanted, DJ Quick, Too Short. Um, who else? That was recently. Yeah, all that been recently. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
The past few
okay.
years
So you
before the
moving
COVID
through.
hit and everything. And right now, I'm probably going to be getting back back on the tour scene, maybe around late spring, early summer. I'm gonna start hitting other states now, though. I've been tearing California up for a minute, so it's about that time. And I'm trying to get a list of people I want to take with me. And once I get that all straight, I'll have more stuff to present to everybody, and I could be able to promote it for you, and you keep posting. Y'all could come check me out and everything, and we could chill. I'm not, I'm not no conceited, arrogant person. I am. I'm a regular dude,
Yeah,
trying to make
real
it too.
shit.
So, I'm easy to chill with. And then
Yeah.
I recently quit smoking. I used to smoke weed and cigarettes, and I used to drink all that. I had to quit. And so it's a whole new, I'm living a whole new life right now, going back out this time, because before I wasn't always like too drunk or faded or nothing like that to do something, but it was an enhancer to help me do what I had to do. But
Yeah.
now that I done quit and everything, I've been practicing and everything. So, I can do this in the sober sense. And, hopefully it'll motivate some other people to do the same, man, because we already got the COVID out here. But, the nicotine been around forever. Weed ain't gonna do nothing to you. Actually, I miss the bud because I got to go through the pain now instead of
Yeah. Yeah. Cause
with the bud. You at least
the
you at least
bud
you,
got
you
it
at
got
least can release some of the pain, But
yeah, that's what I'm finna
it's
say. It
all
got a
good though,
healing
So it's
process.
gonna be cool, man. And I'll keep you posted on when it's coming. Like I say, late spring, early summer, I'll be getting back into the mix. And like I said, I've been recovering from a heart attack too. I had a heart attack in September. So that's what made me quit everything and had to basically just regroup and start all over. But man, this love for the music, man, it ain't gonna never go away, man. I've been since I was 13 years old, man. I'm 51 years old now, man.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it. You know what I mean? And I just love it, man. I love it. I love everything. I love it. It was a time where I loved hip hop more than I loved God.
Mm.
And that's a wrong thing. You're supposed to love God first, but I didn't know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've been growing. I grew up in this hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. But as you get older and everything, you learn different things and stuff and whatever. So now, my priorities is right and everything to the point where, you know, uh, it's that time to just get out there and do the thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now I want to ask you, what's your top 5 dead or alive artists that you feel like your favorite?
Ooh, okay, man. You know something, man? I ain't never actually. I always hear the top 5, but I ain't never thought about it too much. If I had to do it all, I would break it down with different sides from the north, south, east, west, midwest, and all that. But to give you my top 5, uh, Sugar Hill Gang, Run DMC, um, Dougie Fresh, um, Kendrick Lamar, and Eminem.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Straight up, yeah,
Okay.
right there. That would be a top quick 5. You know what I'm saying? And all of them. And if I had to break it down, I could put why with the description and everything. But you know, yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, that's my top 5. Who's your top 5?
My top 5, man, I ain't gonna lie, it'll be Tupac, Jay-Z, uh, Nas, uh, Scarface, and I ain't gonna lie, E40, man.
Yeah, right.
E40, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, man. You know, but so many now, man. And then, you know,
Yeah,
like I say, I've been doing this so long and I followed hip hop all these years, man, and I've seen how it evolved, man. I remember when, you know, when I first started and I used to be in drama class and entertainment class or whatever, and they'd be telling me that hip hop wasn't no music.
right.
You know what I'm saying? They used to tell us that it wasn't no music, you know what I mean? And we'd be like, wait a minute, how you gonna say it ain't no music? And you got people out here doing it already, you know, and everything. And then, you know, I've been doing this so long, I done opened up from world-class records